Bonjour mon petit chiflet, Amber here, and welcome back to another Read With Me monthly Read With Me vlog. Today is April, actually no, it's 12:21 a.m. so today is May 10th, and I don't know why I've started this so late. I've just kept putting off starting this vlog. I'm very sorry. So this month I am reading, I've already started Why I'm No Longer Talking to White People About Race by Rennie Edo-Lodge, and I am, hold on, let me see if I can do this with one hand. I am 93 pages into the book, and I have mixed feelings about it, only simply because I think the subject matter is very, very important, and it's a book that needs to be read by everyone. Me personally, I'm having trouble getting through it, mainly because, or solely because, it's a very fact-based book, and my brain is kind of treating it like it would a school textbook. I don't really enjoy reading nonfiction. That's not true. I really like memoirs a lot, but like I said, very fact-based nonfiction books are harder for me to get into. But I'm currently at the section about white privilege, which is kind of more, there's more like personality to it, sort of, rather than just facts and like history. I also, there's coffee on that. That was bound to happen. Even though going into it, I don't know why I didn't realize that it was about, it was written by a British woman, so that it would be talking about race and being black in Britain. So that's kind of actually really eye-opening. So I hope I get through this quicker. It's just hard, especially when I have this bad boy still sitting next to me at all times, taunting me and begging me to pick it back up, and just open random pages that I have tabbed and just reread things. It's just so magical. And I'm not going to talk about Children, Blood and Bone again, but it's just hard to go from such a magical story to such a hard facts. The next book that I plan on reading, I ordered these both together, and it is Dread Nation by Justina Ireland, and the little tagline says "Rise Up." This book is, what I've gathered mainly is, it's like the Civil War and zombies, and it just sounds really, really good. And it's also by a black author, and that just seems to be the theme of my book buying right now. Last book, actually it's not the last book, because, is that Hillary? My sister's texting me about Hassan Biker. It's not the last book because this isn't my completed TBR. I'm waiting for the next book to come in, the last book to come in the mail. But the next book I plan on reading is The Power by Naomi Alderman. This was in my TBR last month. I didn't get around to it, so hopefully I will this month. And my last book that I hope to read this month is A Light Too Bright by Samuel Miller. That's right, Sam Miller of Paradise Fears, who we all know I love so much. He's my favorite person in the world. Has written a book. He's a published author. It came out yesterday, technically 2 days ago because it's after midnight, and I'm so excited to read the book. I'm so proud. I have a copy pre-ordered from Amazon, which is what I'm waiting to come today. It's gonna come today. I'm not gonna be home when it gets here, and then I have 2 more copies pre-ordered because my mom and I are going to his book signing. He's on a book tour right now on Friday, and so I had to buy the book. One for her and one for me. So I have 3 copies of this book, and I'm just so excited. I'm so proud. Sam is an incredible writer. I've said that for as long as I've known him. Whether it's lyrics or blog posts or the short stories he used to post on the band's Tumblr page. I really can't wait for Sam the author to rise. And the last thing I want to talk about really quick are just 2 books I got ordered from Amazon recently that I'm maybe might read next month. The first, like I said, I've been buying a lot of books by black authors. because duh. And this one is Dear Dear Martin by Nick Stone. And I don't know too much about it. I think it's about a boy. Actually, when I read it, I'll just tell you what it's about. But it sounds, from the brief snippet that I read of it, it sounds really good. I think the boy is writing letters to Martin Luther King Jr. I believe it's maybe about being a black teenager in America, and it's just a very relevant story, and it kind of gives me like the Hate U Give vibe. So did I say give or gib? Anyway, it's after midnight. The next one I've heard a lot of things about on the booktube and the bookstagram. It's Emergency Contact by Mary H.K. Choi. First of all, the cover's so pretty. And this is a contemporary novel. I don't read a lot of contemporary novels, but from what I hear, it's about a girl and boy who meet. They're both kind of going through tough times, and it's not like a meet cute, but it's like a really awkward encounter. But they exchange numbers and continue corresponding through text and become really attached to each other. And that's all I know, but the cover is really pretty, and this boy is serving me Harry Styles. So hello. So I don't know what I look like. I also don't know when the last time I popped in was. I think it was like a week ago. I was still reading Why I'm No Longer Talking to White People About Race, and I was waiting for my copy of Sam's book to come in the mail, and I was preparing to go to his book signing.
I was like, okay, can you send me the book? And also, I think that all authors must come with dogs now.
Yes.
Your book. So I asked her, like, what do people usually like then? Like, how do I entertain these people? She's like, it's like snacks. If you have snacks, people seem to like that.
True.
That is a restaurant. And I am not a restaurant. I am a goddamn... I'm learning now that the world is a circle, and what I thought is ahead of me is actually behind, but my eyes are open, and I can see that I'm coming up on it again. Arthur, Timothy, Arthur, hand to desk, pen shaking, light off waves, reflections of light. They've long since forgotten us, but they're just waves. My eyes unclenched the pages, remembering the most important detail of all. He hadn't left this out to be found. He tucked it into a specific book, on a specific page, regarding a specific story he once told his grandson, about a boy who receives a sign from the divine and sets out after it. People grow up fast. I guess some people never change. I guess some people just become themselves. I'll be there someday. I can go the distance.
Well, I have finished reading Why I'm No Longer Talking to White People About Race, and I couldn't wait. I just got really, really excited and just immediately started reading A Light Too Bright by Sammy 2 Miller. I am currently 65 pages in. I'm just so excited to keep diving into the story. It's so good so far. I love the way Sam writes. It's weird reading a book by someone that you know, because like at the book tour, at the book signing, Sam was saying like he didn't do the audiobook because, you know, he doesn't have the voice for it and he talks too fast, but somehow I'm still managing to only read it in his voice, and there are certain things that you pick up and you're like, okay Sam, I see you. I just read the scene where there's this like, I think I'm still in the middle of it, like this sort of confrontation on the bus between this guy and cops, and like he's a black guy and the white cops, and I'm just like, I see you, Sammy. Okay, hello. So today is May 19th, and I have a full face of makeup on because I didn't sleep and I stayed up to watch the royal wedding, which is beautiful, by the way. And I did get a 4-hour nap afterwards, and I just wanted to point out that Miss Love Beach has not budged, so shook. Anywho, I am 144 pages into A Light Too Bright, and I just briefly want to talk about the fact that Sam has basically written a story within a story, and just like the amount of talent that takes, sir, is mind-blowing because it's the way it's executed. Just read the book, okay? Okay, hello. Ooh, that was loud. I'm sorry. Yes, I know. I look like a disheveled mess. I feel like one also. It is 12:24 in the morning, and I have maybe a little over 100 pages left of this book, but I just got to this part in Chicago, and my heart has shattered. My heart, oh my god. I mean, I'm not gonna say anything because, like, spoiler, but part of it I already assumed and figured. I'm talking so loud. There's not even anything playing in these headphones. I can feel that I'm yelling. But just, like, the way that it was revealed and unveiled is just a lot to deal with, and I kind of want to punch Sam in the face a little bit for putting me through this emotional, making me feel the feels. But also I'm like, wow, imagine knowing someone this talented, you know? Wow. But I'm really trying to finish this tonight, so I'll probably pop back in if I have any more heartbreak or tears or anything, you know? Cool. Okay. Woo, okay, I'm excited. Okay, wow! A Light Too Bright by Samuel Stephen Tyler Miller. This book is about Arthur Lewis Pullman III, whose grandfather, Arthur Lewis Pullman, was a famous beat writer in the same vein as Kerouac and Ginsberg, and he has died 5 years ago. The grandfather, not Arthur, obviously. He suffered with Alzheimer's and dementia, and basically ran away from home and died away from home. And the story, like I said, is 5 years later, when Arthur, who is dealing with his own issues, basically follows his grandfather's footsteps in a train road trip across the Midwest to figure out exactly what happened, what made him leave, what he was searching for, and not how he died, but what made him leave home to die, essentially, I guess. Along the way, he meets a ton of people that shape the story and I guess shape him as a person in the week or so that he's gone. There's a lot of drama, there's a lot of action surrounding his grandfather, the book that he wrote, and his legacy. And like I said, at the same time, Arthur is dealing with his own set of issues, which I'm not going to go too much into because I don't want to spoil anything. I'm trying to go into this without being biased because if you don't know, I know Sam. I've known Sam since 2013. But that being said, because I know Sam and because I have spent the last 5 years reading and listening to his writing, I already knew I was going to love this book. I told him so when I went to the book signing. He asked me, what if you don't like the book? I said, I'd already heard 2 excerpts from the book, so I already knew I was obsessed with it, and I've always loved his writing style and the way his brain works, and I've said it always that he has this beautiful way with words, and my boy is brilliant, okay? So, all that being said, this book was okay. No, I'm kidding. I love this book so much. Wow, Jesus. I've heard it get compared to powerhouses like John Green books and The Perks of Being a Wallflower, which we all know I love John Green. And I love Perks so much, and I can see where both of those comparisons come from. The writing style and the vibe of the book itself is very, very John Green. Writing Perks, Arthur reminds me a lot of Charlie. Actually, he also reminds me a lot of Pat from Silver Linings Playbook. I guess more so the movie. I haven't read the book, so I'm not sure if the movie holds very true to the book, but Bradley Cooper's Trail of Pat from Silver Linings Playbook. If you've read the book, if you've read this book and have seen Silver Linings Playbook, I think, yeah, I said book a lot. I think you'll know what I mean. But the story was very captivating. I was very drawn into it from the beginning. It's very, very emotional at times. The ending, I cried. That was a twist. The ending, the twist at the end, where we find out a lot about Grandpa Arthur's past. Oh my god, I didn't see that coming, but I have so many tabs in this book, just from quotes or thoughts or one. Okay, I think I said this. Sorry, I'm gonna get back to this thought in a minute. While I was vlogging, but because Arthur is following clues left by his grandfather, which are essentially pieces of his writing from around the time of his death, I just think it's really, really impressive that Sam was able to write. It's basically have two voices in one book. It's like I just said, my boy's brilliant. The writing as Arthur has its own voice, but then obviously he writes as Grandpa Arthur with his, like I said, his poems and just the works from his past and everything. And even that is so beautiful. I have so many bits from those bits tabbed, and I'm just like, I would read this if this was just a book, if this itself was a book. But like I was saying, I have so many tabs. We were at the signing. Sam mentioned that someone pointed out that there were 5 Paradise Spheres references, and I found 6, 7 if you count the fact that one of the characters is named Lucas. That was actually one of my favorite parts of reading this, like finding all the little things that could relate to Paradise Spheres, or even things that Sam has said himself in the past. I found a lot of things that he's tweeted also. I'm like, or I also said to my mom, I wonder, because there was a bit where he was obsessed with Arthur. Yes, the aardvark. And I'm now curious if that was just a weird 90s kid thing, because me, same. Or is that kind of like a, hey, what a wonderful kind of day. That was not where I was going with that. I'm writing a book where the main character's name is Arthur. So I see you, Sammy. Can I just read one of these little poems? I felt you in, our souls colliding. I was 18, you a year older. Like discovery of what I'd known all along. You were breath, you were color, you were warmth, and finally you were there. And I felt you still when that warmth disappeared. The world was gray, my breath was gone. And words that failed me were all I had to remember you, to recreate you. Sir, what? But I think that covers everything. I feel like I blacked out for the last 10 minutes because I don't know what I said. But to recap, By a Light Too Bright by Samuel Miller. I have 2 copies. I've bought 4 copies, and I'm about to buy 3 more to donate to my local libraries because I feel like everyone should read this book. I also have said, and this is a very, very bold statement, and I'm trying to make sure before I proclaim it that I'm not just saying it because I'm biased, but I don't think I am. I might, I might prefer Sammy 2 over John Green. That is a big statement. Yeah, okay. Oh, also, another thing I love about this book before I go is that I love my socially aware boy. I won't say woke because that term is getting cringy, but we love a woke king, okay? There are several points in this book where we discuss one, capitalism in this country, racism in the country, and just a lot of things that I have rarely read properly touched on by a non-minority writer. So I appreciate you, Sam. There's one bit where he's on the train. That's not a spoiler. Most of the book takes place on a train, and there's a confrontation. Not even really a confrontation. An almost confrontation between cops and a black passenger, and just Arthur's commentary around it. I'm just like, anyway, I think you get the point that this is an amazing book. It's beautifully written. The story is so interesting and sometimes in emotional and complicated. Arthur's so complicated, and just all of the characters are complex and just well written and flawed and layered and just really completely thought out. And I'm so proud. I have said this so many times since even before reading the book that I couldn't be more proud, because I have been waiting for this man to write a book, to be a published author, and here we are. And hallelujah, amen. Okay. So anyway, I don't know if that wraps up my May reading, because I still have a few days left of May. We'll see. I'll end it here just in case. If not, I'll cut this clip out. If you like this video, which I really hope you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you like me, feel free to subscribe. All my places are down here so you can follow me and I'll follow you back, and we can be buds. And I'll see you very soon. Bye!